Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel tonight. This video we give you a piece of breaking news: Harry and Meghan get more obnoxious by the day with privacy obsessed. Today, Daily Mail reports that, after Parks and Recreation let Californians back onto popular hiking routes such as the Beverly Drive, Franklin Canyon Connector Trail on Saturday, locals taking dogs for walks and doing their daily exercise could see exactly where the couple are staying with their son Archie. The area surrounding Beverly Ridge Estates features a steep hill that leads to the edge of the property and gives walkers an advantageous viewpoint. And, privacy-obsessed Prince Markle has erected screens around $18 million Los Angeles mansion. Workmen were pictured outside the $18 million home, owned by movie producer Tyler Perry. On Saturday, the first day Los Angeles County allowed some hiking trails to reopen as authorities relaxed lockdown measures. Note that, they did exactly the same at the mansion in Canada. Who do they think they are? The neighbors must be sick of them. They are just drawing attention to themselves. Even more, they are so up themselves I am surprised they can get out of the front door. They love the cameras when they are spouting their rubbish. An anonymous reporter said that, "This is so funny. Before the privacy fences were installed you could barely see the mansion. Now it can be seen for miles. If curiosity seekers couldn't find it earlier, they won't have a problem now. Meghan and her shadow will not be staying there long term because this is not what Meghan wants." Harriet Johnston for Mail Online also mocked, "What a farce. Since this is a gated community with security, the only people walking that trail will be the real A-listers in the entertainment industry and fabulously wealthy neighbors who value their privacy. Everyone else in that community manages to live as private a life as they want. Putting up cheap-looking screens is nothing more than an exercise in delusional self-importance. I hope they are all laughing at her." The unknown nobody who could never make it in Hollywood due to her woeful lack of talent, turning back up like a bad penny, pretending to be oh so important and much more important in her own head than the real stars of Hollywood. According to Daily Mail, the family might also want to get outdoors to enjoy the lovely pool area furnished with loungers. However, it's thought Harry and Meghan are only staying there while they search for a permanent place. It's believed the couple was connected with Perry via Oprah Winfrey. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams called it as pathetic behavior. He said, "None of the other houses have put up these tatty-looking screens. Anyone would think they wanted to draw attention to themselves. They could have had all the privacy they wanted if they had accepted Charles's offer of an estate in the country. But she doesn't really want privacy, does she?" He added, "Why not make a valuable contribution to his property and plant tall greenery like a cedar hedge fence for privacy, since they are likely staying there as guests. They really have no intention of spending their taxpayer money at all. Instead, they plan to take as much as they can from whoever they can. Horrible, greedy couple." Ms. Johnston also to discuss it, she said on the Mail, "Putting up screens and gates and fences and walls are an attention-getting ploy. There are far more famous actors, movers, and shakers living in the area that aren't putting on this pantomime. If they really wanted privacy, like what we know full well they never did, they would have had it at Frogmore. Malibu Meggie would not settle for such a quiet and obscure living arrangement." She concludes, "What exactly are these two doing that they need such extreme privacy? If they behaved like normal people, they would be treated like normal people, but this constant whining for privacy and them doing everything that stands in the face of it is so contradictory." Meanwhile, when we create this video, Heart magazine reports, Harry and Meghan bitter regrets when they quitting royal family life. Their American dream is not panning out as they had hoped. When they quit royal life for Hollywood, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry couldn't wait to start afresh and make the most of the many lucrative opportunities that came their way. However, things haven't quite worked out the way that they planned, as the current coronavirus pandemic has meant that, like the rest of us, they have been stuck inside, unable to work. They have also found themselves facing a huge amount of criticism for abandoning the UK when they could have done so much to help here, as other members of the royal family have been doing. Now, it seems they are realizing they may have made a big mistake. It has all been carefully planned out, and they wanted to capitalize on their newfound freedom in America by taking up speaking opportunities and highly paid endorsements, and for Meghan to get her acting career back on track. But it really couldn't have come at a worse time, and now they regret doing it when they did. Obviously, they couldn't foresee what would happen with the world, but they can't take up the many opportunities that were promised to them, and there is a lot of ill feeling towards them in the UK because of the way they have handled this. They can't help but feel that it would have been better to have waited a couple of years. They regret the way it's all happened. Lockdown has meant limited public speaking opportunities, movie studios have been tightening purse strings like crazy, and the cash flow situation isn't good at all. Besides the day-to-day living expenses, they're now staring down the barrel of a legal bill that could easily top $250,000, and there's a major panic about where they'll find all this money. Obviously, they are not broke, but they need a considerable income to fund their lifestyle. Besides all the costs incurred by their new American way of life, they've still got the renovation charges from Frogmore Cottage to pay back. They're well aware that people in Britain are watching them like hawks, so it would be a disastrous PR move to delay any of those payments. They have been in a state of extreme stress and are at risk of clashes. Most likely Meghan will not be able to stand this life. Meanwhile, many fans also slammed Meghan and Harry for their private life. A fan sends me a message, they said, Meghan did quite well marrying the stale pale male who was spoiled rotten with no purpose in life. All I can say is that this being her third marriage must have made her quite the professional in bed. She's not attractive, so what else could there be? She is busy destroying UK traditions and running through Harry's money and now has a kid to anchor her for life to Harry's wallet. The fan added, funny how you don't seem to get this rubbish with real celebs. Real celebs know that they are nowhere without the public supporting them and are no doubt grateful for that, not like this pair of fame-hungry T-Watts that haven't worked to get where they are. They demand public support, expect everything for free but want to shut out everyone at the same time. Another fan wrote, so embarrassing. Some Premier Inn-style buildings surrounded by privacy screens with two people inside currently looking for work and a lovely baby whose life will be totally ruined by vanity. Whatever she learned working for the US Embassy in Argentina seems to be paying off handsomely. A fan from Canada wrote, okay, as a Canadian, we are generally known to be polite types, but to be honest I am glad we don't have these two former royals living here anymore. I would not want to put up with all their bids for publicity and have to cater to their needs in any way, shape, or form. This coronavirus has really changed everything and I just do not see these two being a hot commodity in the USA either. I mean, with businesses suffering and some closing down completely, the need for these two to advertise or provide celebrity power, in my opinion, has lowered significantly. Talk about timing, there's sucks. I can see Harry going back to the UK at some point in the future. Thankfully, they have soured on Canada as we are too boring and out of the limelight lol. However, the next fan blast Meghan, they have become apathetic pair as they have such a misconception of themselves, which happens to be bizarre as she is nothing but a talentless actress, 2-bit at that, and Harry has no career or employment, and these two are going to save the world, only in their wildest dreams. Assume the majority of Americans are going to dislike this couple as much as the Brits did if they continue with their ridiculous attention-seeking. A fan replied to him, at the end of the day, you can only sit in one chair at a time, sleep in one bed at a time, eat one meal at a time, drive one car at a time. Sure, we all aspire to better our circumstances, but there comes a point at which anything else becomes an excess. Recent world events have brought into sharp focus what are the important things in life, and they don't involve having a brand, being a fashion icon, or thinking you are more important and relevant in the scheme of things than you actually are. They appear to be living in a parallel universe to the rest of us. And the last one wrote, eventually these A-list stars are going to get tired of constantly footing the bill for Meghan and Harry so they can keep up with them. It is pathetic that two 40 years old can even provide for themselves or their son. These celebrities will soon realize H&M has nothing to offer them. They live in a world where they expect everyone to just give them everything they want without having to earn or work for it and give absolutely nothing in return. They are constantly asking for connections, hookups, and favors. Tyler and Oprah and others will soon realize that Meghan and Harry are a bad investment. Just look at her debut movie Back to Hollywood. It completely failed and was ravaged by the critics. They have no longevity, constantly up and moving. Their charity is falling apart and it has not even really launched yet, not to mention they are not trustworthy. They have not loyalty to anyone. Everything they touch crumbles. And more comment I can't give you now. But you can also leave me a comment below in the comment section and we discuss it. If you feel so comfortable with my video, please like and share it for anyone you think they need it. And subscribe to my channel to get more news from our team. Now, thank you for watching, good night, and see you tomorrow.